The Eagles eased into the One-Day Cup semi-final after thrashing Yorkshire by 129 runs in Chelmsford. Josh Rymel picking the perfect platform to produce his very best. The 20-year-old started his memorable day by striking 2 of his first 6 balls to the boundary after Essex won the toss and decided to bat first. Rymel has looked a class act since he moved to the top of the order, but never better than this. He lost Alistair Cook early in the piece, pushing a ball from Matthew Waite into the hands of Matthew Reeves in the covers after making 16. That wicket fell in the game's 6th over, but if anything, it inspired Rymel to take on the added responsibility. That he did with great skill, carefully taking 25 runs for himself on the 10 overs of power play, from which the Eagles reached 47 for 1. Tom Westley would have been happy with that start, and having bedded in himself for a few overs, he took on Matthew Pillans, hitting 3 fours in the 14th over to get his side moving on just as they would have wanted. The total read 86 in the 19th over when Westley, on a sprightly 33, was brilliantly held behind the stumps by Harry Duke. Don Best then missed the chance to dismiss Rymel on 36, and it proved costly as he continued to bide his time, picking off the bad ball with aplomb. He was holding the innings together, the Eagles on 108 for 3 in the 27th as Feroz Kushi was bowled by a beauty from George Hill. This gorgeous cover drive typified Rymel's innings. It brought him his 8th boundary and took him to his second 50 in this tournament, this one occupying 78 balls, a job half done. 30 overs in, and with 20 remaining, the total was 123 for 3, and Rymel was by now seeing the ball as if it was the size of the moon. If he could keep going, then the Eagles had the opportunity to post a very tasty total. Paul Walters supported him well, and with he too finding the rope more frequently, the run rate was increasing, and the Eagles were very well set for an onslaught in the last 10 overs. Before they got that far, Walter on 33 used a leading edge to lob a simple catch to Reeves at mid-off. Reeves then removed Ryan Tenduscarter, held in the deep for 10, his side getting to 199 for 5 with 10 overs to go. Rymel still there on 90. He closed in on his maiden 100 by belting Reeves into cow corner for a maximum. So much for the nervous 90s. Adam Wheater's innings should also not be underestimated. He wasted no time at all in putting bat to ball. He struck his 5th and 6th at the crease for 4s, while his 8th and 10th were both hit over the rope. He was the right man at the right time. The 43rd over began with Rymel completing his maiden 100 for Essex in just his 7th appearance for the county, his 6th in this format. What a moment for the man from Ipswich, a one-day ton completed of 115 deliveries with 1 6 and a dozen 4s. It was an innings of astonishing maturity for a 20-year-old. That done, he and Wheater took their important partnership to 68, those runs being scored from 40 balls, Wheater with 34 of 20. He fell with a total on 263 in the 46th over, cutting Ben Coe to point. And Rymel followed 4 runs later, his wonderful innings ending on 121 as he was yorked by Hill. He'd faced 130 balls, struck 15 4s and 1 6. He left to a standing ovation, no doubt as proud as punch. Those 2 quick wickets could have knocked the Eagles back, but instead Aaron Nijar and Simon Harmer hit 46 runs for the final 3 overs to ensure that their side were firmly in the driving seat come the interval. Late innings slaughters such as this are only possible because of what has come before, and these 2 made the most of that, both batsmen each clearing the rope twice to take Essex to a formidable 317 for 7 from their 50 overs. Led by Rymel, the batsmen had done their job, and the bowlers wasted no time in getting on with theirs. Jack Plom hitting the top of it off to have Duke on his way in the 3rd over of the reply. Plom's first 4 overs brought him figures of 1 for 2, a sensational start, but then William Luxton suddenly took a liking to him as Yorkshire began fighting back. Luxton and Will Frayne taking the total to 43 for 1 after 10. That became 67 for 1 from 15, and we had a game on. Until the always dependable Harmer had Frayne on 31, caught by Ben Allison. He judging the opportunity really well in the deep. And in a flash, the match was as good as over. Nijar trapped Luxton in front for 34. And Harmer held one back to persuade Hill to hole out to Plom. Yorkshire quickly slipping to 78 for 4 in the 20th over, already with too much to do. Harmer and Nijar had combined beautifully with the bat and were now doing the same with the ball. The former too good for Jonathan Tattersall with his flight and guile. Wesley then got in on the act, firing one in for the big wicket of Gary Ballance, gone through 11, with his side left in tatters on 102 for 6, just past the halfway stage of their chase. Wesley, who has skippered this team expertly in this competition, then had Bess cutting to Rymel to rub Essex salt into Yorkshire's gaping wound. The visitors did have a few moments of success, but this day was all about the Eagles, who moved a step closer to the semis as Plom returned to bowl Revis for 42. It was 3 wickets for Wesley as Waite was stumped by Wheater. Yorkshire now 9 down and 139 runs away from their target. And it was all over in the 39th over. Code hitting Plom to Walter as the bowler added figures of 3 for 34 to Wesley's 3 for 33. It was as perfect a one-day performance as you could hope for. Essex won by a huge margin of 129 runs, and that now takes them to Cardiff on Monday for a semi-final with Glamorgan. They are just a game away from the Trent Bridge final later next week.